Here is your podcast.
You know, I've been doing this show 9 years. In the beginning, it was great. I got to show up and just talk and leave. That was fantastic. But now Mex sends me this theme song, tells me to put my own voice in it. Lily shows up. She doesn't produce a goddamn thing. All she does is laugh, turn around, and go home. The only thing I don't wind up doing for this show is listen to it. That's your fucking job. Hey, what's happening? Mike Schmidt, 40-year-old boy podcast. I don't know if you heard that. It opened up there. Lily asked me a question. We were talking, and we're at the point where I just got to fucking hit record, because if I don't, I never will. And she's sitting here in a blue jumper, and she's got somebody coming over to fucking rub her ribs later, and I'm like, we better get this show done, or else you're going to kick me out of here once Caramel Knowledge comes in to put hands on you. And I don't want to catch those hands. Oh, actually, Caramel Knowledge, I'd catch those hands. Why not? Sure. She's a licensed masseuse. She's a lady. Oh, she's a lady. Talking about that little lady. And that lady is Caramel. All right, so.
God, I want to play that for her when she gets here.
She's walking in the door, and she's dressed just like a horse. She's a lady. That's not the words, I don't think. Might not be. I think that was actually the working when he first wrote it. Because Tom, look, let's face it, Tom Jones, not a lot of respect for the ladies. So he's like, all right, let's call her a whore right in the jump. And then his producer went, you know what, Tom? Probably not the best thing to do. And he said, oh, Pele. And then he put on a Speedo and he went on a boat and he filmed that fucking video with those 900 chicks. God damn it, it's the greatest. Kiss, think about a dance now. This is me doing bad Tom Jones, and I'm sure Max right now is just like, I can do Tom Jones. Why don't I have a microphone? Although maybe he's doing it at his house. What if he's doing that? What if he's just vacuuming? Like you ever see the scene where Ferris Bueller's vacuuming and to the Genie theme? Right now, imagine Max vacuuming, but he's singing it's what the dun 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 dun. What the fuck is that song? What's the Pussycat? No, fuck. What's the big hit? Not Unusual. Fuck. Yeah, dude, I'm old. I'm so old, and I need medicine and fucking pills. And everybody's like, you should go on meds. And I'm like, yeah. I actually asked a listener. Like, a listener wrote me a thing, and I was like, hey, what do you know about meds? Like this poor person is writing me like a fan note or trying to be nice and encouraging me. Like, hey, dude, it sounds like you might be stuck in a rut or whatever, and you should probably go ahead and here's what you should do. This worked for me. And I'm like, yeah, well, this is weird, but people are mentioning meds to me, and I'm figured, well, have you ever taken them? Is there, and feel free to tell me to fuck the right off. I mean, if you don't want to talk about this with this stranger who lives in your ears, I mean, why the fuck would you?
I am shocked that you are asking them when I've already told you point blank.
Well, I don't look. We already know I was prescribed. I still have the Adderall prescription that I was written for by fucking my first therapist, tattoo chick.
You still have that prescription sitting there
somewhere? Yeah, I used to have it on a corkboard above my computer, and I would look at it all the time. Literally, I'd just be like, yeah, all right, maybe.
Wait, you have a prescription for Adderall? Oh, man.
Yeah, but it's like 18 years old. I mean,
know.
Which also should say a lot about me right now. Holy fuck. That woman wrote that how many fucking years ago? It's not like I got better. It's not like I went, hey, you know what?
Take them, see?
Yeah, but that's why, because who wants to do that?
Them.
I'm not taking that bullshit. I'm not turning my life over to a goddamn contact cold capsule. Fuck you.
Don't turn your life over to it.
Fuck
it's
you,
not a
tablet.
Jesus pill.
You don't get the fucking step to me, tablet. You don't fucking get to run my life. Nobody runs my life. Pill.
Nobody runs your life.
True. It's aimless. It's just kind of, it's like it's just John Candy into the woods. It's just fucking scrambling.
Wow.
It's just like a wagon train with a blown wheel that's just running downhill. Not a blown wheel. You can't blow a wheel in a wagon train. They're made of wood, right? Those are all fucked up. Dude, wagon trains are.
How lonely are you to blow a wagon wheel?
No, you can't blow. See, that doesn't even make any sense. That's because like a wagon wheel doesn't have a cock. It's not even sentient. That's like that's a you know what that? I don't know why you were cracking yourself up in your blue pajamas, because that's not even funny. That one wasn't even close. No, could not be less funny.
How lonely are you to blow a wagon wheel?
Terrible. Really, that makes no sense at all. All right, so I don't know, man. Fucking, but now I think about it. I asked a listener because they were like, "Hey, man, you should maybe do this," and I'm just like, "Well, wait, let me ask you about medicine." And now, and you know why they probably didn't share with me is because I don't know. I'm gonna do a show on it 4 days later and fucking mention them.
Probably.
What a dickbag. They can't be happy about that. Well, I won't say anybody's name. And also they were very nice about it. They answered my questions, and because people are out there and essentially they're rooting for me, and nobody wants to see me run aground or smash into the rocks. Nobody wants to see that happen. Unless they do. There are people out there rooting for that to fucking to totally spiral out of control. They want me to just fucking, they want to just all of a sudden turn on their TV and there's like a tornado warning, but it's just a giant me spinning around and destroying houses. And they want to see fucking like a dead Bill Paxton and a Hella Hunt chasing me down and a dead Philip Seymour Hoffman. Holy fuck, everybody in that movie's dead.
Helen Hunt's not dead.
Close enough. When was the last time you heard of Helen Hunt other than them making fun of her on Family Guy?
Oh, man.
No, she's still out there. I thought she just had like a good tweet the other day, which makes me it's like that. Look how low she's fallen. She literally was nominated for an Oscar, and now I'm like, I think she had a really funny line on Twitter the other day. What a mess. Well, I mean, because she's probably over 40, right? She's a lady in Hollywood. We're never gonna hear from her again, so that's not fucking happening. They had to they pulled up another crop from the ingenue farm and bumped her out of the fucking picture. You know, until Selena Gomez makes a movie and says, I want Helen Hunt to play my grand aunt. There's no way Helen Hunt's getting a fucking job again. Because once they fucking, you hit 40 and they're just like, oh, look how old those people are. I'm surprised, like Susan, it's funny, Susan Sarandon and who's the other numbskull who's in that fucking Feud movie?
Don't you dare call her a numbskull.
Who is it?
How could you say that?
Who is it?
Jessica Lange.
Jessica Lange, okay. I don't mean numbskull. They've unfortunately been forced to play old ladies. And they are old ladies, which is fine, but then they got to play old ladies.
Unfortunately been forced to play old ladies?
Yes.
These are two icons that they're playing, and they're fucking kicking ass doing
I haven't seen any of it. But anyway, I heard it's really bad. So
it's fantastic.
I've heard nothing of the
It's
sort.
fantastic.
I've heard nothing of the sort. I'm teasing. But it's just a shame that's what, there's no original roles for Sarandon and Lang. They are forced to then recreate Joan Crawford and Bette Davis.
Just so you know, they're not forced. They're the executive producers of the show.
Forced. Yeah. Because if it's not that, then they're in some Transformers movie playing like Spider-Man's mom. You know what I mean? It's just, look at Marissa Tomei. Marissa Tomei is fucking hot. Like retarded hot. Like, I mean, you just fucking goggle-eyed, holy shit, Tex Avery Wolf hot. Hit yourself in the fucking head with a shoe hot. She's just wrong, man. I mean, it's just, I can't even, I would do a lot of bad things just to get to her and go, you're hot. I mean, probably. Crawl through like a field of broken glass or whatever. Although that's probably not going to do well then when you walk up to her to talk to her. Then you're all shredded up. But Marissa Tomei she's just like, again, it's wrong hot. Like that thing where you just go, oh, come on. Right? And now she's fucking Spider-Man's aunt. She's Aunt May. Go read a Spider-Man comic book and look at Aunt May. Look at her. She's 97 years old. And I know they're rebooting Spider-Man for the new crowd or whatever, but I never watched Spider-Man and went, man, I wish he had a fuckable aunt. That'd be the greatest thing of all time. Oh my God. I love Spider-Man wheedling all over town and fighting villains and throwing out quips. But if only there was a way I could consider him accidentally seeing his aunt naked as the most exciting part of his day.
Oh,
Think about that. If you're Spider-Man, you're fighting Mysterio, you punch Doc Ock in the face, and all you're trying to do is get into your house and possibly sneak in to catch your aunt in the shower. Oh, yeah. He walks in on the ceiling. I would do that, dude. If Marissa Tomei was my aunt and I had spider powers, I would totally like walk on the ceiling and look down on her and she wouldn't even know I was there. I'd have to be a tall fucking ceiling, I guess. Because she'd probably be shattered up if I was that. But I mean, still, you'd sneak in. You would use your spider powers to fucking check her out. Or she'd be in the shower and you would web up all of her clothes and she'd be like, oh my gosh, but Peter, come help me. I don't have any clothes. And you'd be like, absolutely. And you just sashay in a tuxedo and be like, hi, Aunt May.
web up her clothes.
Do something where she couldn't be naked for you. Because Marissa Tomei, dude, the movie The Wrestler. I mean, because she's in that movie with Philip Seymour Hoffman, but who's getting a lot of run in this show for some reason. Oh my God, dead guy.
Every week.
That is what a shame. You ever think about that when you're like, that guy's dead? What a fucking drag.
It's a huge.
How many astonishing performances he had left? I mean, because at this point, Philip Seymour Hoffman, he would have been like 55. Why, he could have been playing Tyrone Power in some film, probably, just like Jessica Lange and Susan Sarandon. He could have been relegated to playing some fucking old Hollywood legend because nobody wrote it. Actually, that's bullshit. Philip Seymour Hoffman, he'd be fucking Selena Gomez in that movie. He'd be like the new skateboard kid in town who got to fuck Selena Gomez, and then Jessica Lange was the disapproving great-grandmother who had to be like, no, you stay away from my great-granddaughter. And he'd be like, whatever, old lady. And then he'd zoom off and do heroin. Because that's what killed him, right? It was heroin?
I believe so.
He got a hot shot. He got a hot shot from what I understand. From what I heard, and this, I don't know if this is true, the Olsen twins came over and administered a hot shot to him. Is that... That's sort of what happened, because whenever there's a drug death now, they are lurking somewhere in the background. They're just like, if you were to paint like the crime scene of Heath Ledger's death or Philip Seymour Hoffman, just like a ghostly apparition just floating there is just a Mary Kate Olsen. She's off in the darkness and the shadows. standing sideways. She's hiding behind a lamp.
What are you talking about?
Because that's the thing, man. That's why they're all rich. Because now they can like date all these like rich dudes and then kill them with drugs. And then because that's what they're the greatest serial killers who ever lived. The Olsons. Who was that? Didn't some guy from Glee like overdose a few years ago?
Yes.
Yeah, the Olsen twins were there. They were fucking in the house.
Don't think so.
Any man who dies of any celebrity male who dies from like a drug-related overdose or a death, they should question the Olsen twins. They should bring them in.
Michael Jackson?
Oh my God, yes.
How about Whitney Houston?
You know why? Because the two of them dressed up. Remember whenever I see the Olsen twins, and this is totally true, they as they got older, they became wraiths. I mean, like literally, they're just like they're monsters. They're specters. They just lurk in the darkness. You know what they kind of look like though? If you ever see them in the light of day, this is why they run at night. This is why they hide in like swirling black clothing. They look like Neil Gaiman drew them. I mean, it's like literally. So they or wrote about them, and whoever did the art for Sandman, whatever. Shut the fuck up. That was funny. I don't give a fuck what you say. But they look like that. They look like something out of like a Hellraiser. So that's the thing is they float in these ethereal swaths of black fabric. But if you ever see the Olsen twins during the day, they look like when the kids dressed up E.T. as a lady and they took them out trick or treating. That's what they look like. The Olsen twins sort of look like, again, they're just in the background looking, they're scary as fuck. But if you shine the light of day on them, they're just E.T. in drag. It's fucking brutal. But in that ET purse, they got fucking piles of Dilaudid to fucking school some celebrity.
Dilaudid.
Yeah. They're just, because think about it, man. Everybody like Prince. Unfortunately, they had that elevator. All they saw, there was like a blonde wig and they're like, well, that's Prince is kind of freaky. No, the fucking Olsen twin ET fucking drag left it there when she booked.
Terrible.
Well, because all of these guys are taking shots in the thigh. That's where they put it because, look at the Olsen twins. They're like 4 feet tall. Boom. It's as high as they can reach. They just got the fucking needles out. They just jab some fucking celebrity in the fucking thigh and he's out. Finished. They sent the Dilaudid and the fentanyl and all that bullshit. Because again, they sneak into hospitals. That's what dude, how great would this theory be if it was totally true? The Olsen twins were the greatest serial killers of our time.
You need to write this.
We need this fucking
You
story.
need to write this book.
Well, we need this to be real. Fuck a book. Fuck fiction. We need it to be real. I need a celebrity out there to just go full on serial killer. Like some dude with like a ton of fucking money. Like, because you see those idiots. Like there's that one dude that, I don't know. He's a rich fuck up who he became, I don't know if he was a venture capitalist or he's a fucking millionaire dude. He threw some chick off his roof and she landed outside of a pool and broke her ankle and she sued him. Remember that guy?
Yeah.
I don't know who the fuck he is, but he deserves to die, right? So we got to get somebody over there to fucking kill him. All those dudes exist, and then it's like, kill all these bros, kill everybody. We need a serial killer, like a celebrity with a ton of fucking money who can cover their tracks, like a real life Dexter, but like $1 billion, like a bad Bruce Wayne, like an evil Bruce Wayne, like a killer. We need it fucking and just for the excitement of it. Even if a bunch of celebrities started dying and it turned out they were being murdered, and then it turned out there was like maybe a serial killer who was taking it, who was doing it. God damn, I root for chaos. I want that sort of thing to happen. That's a good ass story. Because the Olsen twins are worth $1 billion from like a clothing line and a YA novel. Like literally, that's it. They sold one book about what they would do if they took a bath, and then they sold a bunch of fucking Spanx. There you go. And then they went on Full House. Full House, here's what we do when we take a bath, Spanx. The Olsen twins are billionaires. Billionaires. They're like two little Dick Clarks. How the fuck did that happen?
Little Dick Clarks.
Well, because that dude is, I mean, even in the afterlife, he's still counting his money.
Oh my Christ.
He's just up in space fucking drooling all over himself and counting piles of cash. He 4 lifetimes he couldn't count all the money he fucking had. I just read, like, someone's buying Dick Clark Productions, like some Brazilian dude. And I'm like, where did that guy, and again, it's one of those dudes who's like, his money is from like canning potatoes, you know what I mean, in the third world. And that's because they just grind out the bones of the poor and they make a fucking living off of it and they have all of this fucking money. So then they can buy Dick Clark Productions. You want some fucking Brazilian potato canner to own the Emmys? Fuck that guy. Stand up, America. Buy back Dick Clark from the Brazilians. They don't get to fucking mosey into our business. You want everybody at the fucking Emmys to have mojitos in their fucking hands? You don't. This fucking potato tinner. Fuck you, potato tinner. Fuck you, Brazilian potato tinner. You don't get to buy the Emmys. If Dick Clark was here, he'd fucking yell at you. He'd say one sentence and it'd take a week, but he'd still fucking yell at you. Don't miscount him don't count that fucking thing for weakness. Just look at him and just be like, well, that guy had some really bad dental surgery and the stuff hasn't worn off. All right. Dick Clark had lazy face, right? Didn't it just the whole thing fucking went because he had like 3 strokes at once. He just got and you know what I think it was? I think it was a fucking Olsen hit, and it went bad. They wanted to usurp him.
They're not doing hits.
Yeah, it was an Olsen hit because they wanted to buy his company too. They were neck and neck with the Brazilian Potato Tinner. That was it. It was the fucking Olsen twins against the Brazilian Potato Tinner in a fucking bidding war. And then they snuck into his room under the guise of, hey, Mr. Clark, we want to have a business negotiation. Bam, bam, a couple of shots in the thigh, but they didn't finish it. They fucking misunderstood the constitution of one Dick Clark. He'd been around forever. He's America's fucking teenager. You can't kill that guy with 4 shots of fentanyl and 2 shots of Dilaudid. You got to really get the fucking job done. All you did was fuck his face up. Good for you. The Olsen twins killed Dick Clark's lips. Good for you, fuckers. Nice try.
That's totally the name of the show.
You come at the Clark, you best not miss. And the Olsen twins whiffed. Oh, man, did they whiff. And they were just jabbing him with fucking pin code. Ding, 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 ding. Fentanyl Dilaudid, fucking heroin. Probably some morphine meth in there just for a fucking double cocktail. And it didn't happen. He survived. He drooled a lot, but he survived. Although, you know what? Maybe the Olsen twins, that was their plan. They wanted to weaken him in the eyes of the public, so then he would have to give his company up and they could get it at a better price. Dude, you can't sell the Olsen twins short with their diabolical plans. I would love it if they were criminal masterminds. How great would that be? Dude, fuck OJ. That OJ story goes for shit. Big deal. He cut the hair off his blonde wife's head off. All right, so what? That's a big story. But at the same time, if the Olsen twins are killing celebrities all over the fucking world because they're rich and they can travel and do it, what if they're not even killing celebrities? What if you literally found out the Olsen twins had killed 700 people?
I have.
Just fucking Hurricane Mary-Kate and Hurricane Ashley. They just fucking blew through town and they killed. What if, oh my God, what if they were, like when Katrina was like swamped, what if they went in under the guise of being like celebrity helpers and they just started euthanizing hobos? Because you don't hear much of the Olsen twins now. Like, I think they got literally, like I said, they sell fucking underwear and books. That's it, right? How did they get to be billionaires?
Branding.
Wait, you're saying they're branding people too? Oh my Christ. That's rude. That's evil. Oh, I thought you meant like burning them with their. Oh, okay.
Brand.
Oh, I see. Jesus Christ. I was like, that's a really good tip off for the cops. If there's like an interlocking Mary Kate and Ashley, whatever the fuck, like brand on somebody, MKA, AKM, KAM, Cam. Oh, I think there's a Cam killer out there. All right. I'm going to slow down.
Why?
I don't know. It's foolish. I don't know. It's a lot of talking.
Brazilian potato dinner. Jesus Christ.
Brazilian potato dinner. There you go, buddy. We should lock it down now. I'm never going to top Brazilian potato dinner. Certainly not this week.
Oh.
So again, I'm supposed to be on pills according to everybody I've ever fucking met at this point. And I can't make the leap. I cannot dive into a child's wading pool full of fucking aspirins and just swallow them up. I'll take the edge off myself. I'll figure something out. Eventually.
That's working.
Well, I mean, I'm alive. I'm functioning. I'm eating. I'm growing. I'm a normal person.
You know, the serial killers and alcoholics can both say that. I'm alive. I'm still functioning.
Well, yeah, but wait, you're going to equate serial killers and alcoholics? I think you've just alienated half the audience, for fuck's sake. And I'm not going to say which half.
Most people can say, I'm still alive. That's not a huge accomplishment.
Well, that's a good thing. Well, no, but I'm still getting it. I'm getting it done. I checked the mail. All right.
Check the mail.
Look, here's what I did yesterday.
Respond, but you check it.
Well, no, I mean real mail. I actually go out to the grocery, to the fucking, I went to the grocery store yesterday, but I went to the mailbox and I'm getting the mail all the time. Bring it into my house, check it out, look at the packages.
That is minimum requirement.
Yes, I know. Believe me, I tell Shannon all the time. I'm like, I will do something that's like the most minimum thing you could ever do and go, all right, done for the day. And that's it. I lock it down. I got packages I got to send. I got stuff that's all boxed up and ready to go. And it's not being sent. Our friend Chuck, good friend Chuck, who sent me the camera to use in Kuwait, I got to send him back his equipment.
Do you know what might help?
What's that?
Pills.
What's that going to do? No, pills are going to make me want to totally melt into my chair and just be like, yeah, dude, all right.
No, the right pills will make you actually stop pushing away the things that you need and want to do.
You recommend I take the right pills?
Yes.
Red pill or blue pill?
Both.
Whoa, all right. Let's mix it up. Go purple. Let's take a purple pill.
Someone just recently
Nexium? You can recommend Nexium for me?
No. But somebody did just say say to me, why is it a red or a blue? Take them both and see what the fuck happens. And I'm like, that's a good idea.
You
Totally
can't.
different movie.
But then you invert the Matrix on itself, and then you don't learn kung fu fast enough, and then
Or maybe you become sane and you don't make all that shit up in your head and wake up at the end of it and realize 4 films were literally just you sleeping.
the Matrix is not made up. Don't even try to do that now.
The Matrix is not made
No,
up.
stop. Are you? You cannot
The
listen to
irony
me.
of arguing science
You could
fiction.
not make up the Merovingian. Nobody else could make that up. That's a true fucking thing. The Merovingian or whatever the fuck. Are you trying to tell me that those 2 albino twins and then that fucking rave were all made up? Absolutely not. That's totally true. The Matrix is real. That's why there's no more phone booths. Because the movie came out and exposed that you could fucking time travel and shit with those things, and everybody's like, we better get those off the fucking street. Because all the Matrix dudes are like, oh my God, they made a movie about our Matrixness. And they said, we got to get these fucking phones out of here, or else people, because imagine that, right? You're in the Matrix, you're all badass, you're Neo and you're fucking Trinity and all those people, and you're wearing the fucking long ass coats. And then just some dumb fuck from Iowa uses the phone booth because he wants to meet you. How terrible would that be? You're in Matrix headquarters in giant bugland and the fucking metal bugs are trying to tear the ship apart. All of a sudden, zap. Hi, my name's Bo. I'm a wrestler. I mean, it's like, what the fuck?
That would have made it more interesting.
Yeah. So once, really just some rando comes
I don't
in.
care for the Matrix.
Oh my fucking God. What is wrong with you? And it was made by your people.
It was made by my people?
Yeah, like transgender dudes. That's your thing.
What?
Yeah. You're uplifting all cultures and supporting everybody and putting them on your shoulders.
Why?
We believe in equality and rights for everybody on this show.
Yeah, but what does that have to do with transgenders?
Well, you have to like everything they
Who made
create.
Wait, who made the Matrix?
The fucking Wachowskis.
One of them is transgender?
No, they both are now.
They're both transgender?
I'm not even, this is not a joke.
Okay.
It was like, literally, it was like Bob and Sam, and now they're like
Honestly,
Evelyn and Linda.
Honestly, here's the thing. I really didn't care for the Matrix.
Okay.
I don't know how I missed that pop culture thing.
It was like Seth and Larry Warshawski.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I'm not even joking. It's like Connie and Wilma Warshawski, and it's not even a joke. They flipped.
Both of them?
They
Really?
identify as ladies now, and that's their deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good
So,
for them. But no,
So then
I
it-
had no idea.
but then everybody was talking about how so you don't support them is what you're saying.
Well, I do support them in their life, but I didn't know that because I didn't care for the Matrix, so I don't follow them as pop
Well,
culture.
what I love is the fact that then in
I
the
also don't just search out transgenders to support them.
see that's a
you know.
lie. I know you're lying. I come over here and you got your clipboard out. You've got the list of Lily, and you're
Calling
like ding ding
people.
ding. Yeah. Excuse me. Do you have a
How do you identify?
what's your plumbing like?
But that's not the question. I just simply say, how do you identify?
Well, but you got to have the right plumbing.
There is no right plumbing.
If you're a dude, and you're
There's
like, hey,
different
I'm
plumbing.
sorry, I'm
There's
just a
no right
dude who
plumbing.
looks like a lady, but then you got a fucking hammer swinging. It's like
There's no right or correct plumbing.
so I could be a lady if I wanted.
Well, yes.
Well, I could identify as a woman if I felt
You
that
can
inside me.
identify as a woman if you
That's
feel
fucking
so.
amazing, right?
Yes. You can also identify as a dog. I don't care.
Well, that would probably make the show a lot less
But you
interesting.
just can't marry another dog. That would-
The show would then immediately turn into that fucking jingle bells from Dogs. Remember you know that song? Rough, 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 rough.
It would be the 40-year-old good boy.
Good boy.
That is the funniest thing I think I've ever said.
Well, it made up for the other one. I'll tell you that. Certainly. The
It's
bullshit
the
about blowing a
40-year-old
wheel.
Good boy.
That's very funny, actually. That should be the name of the show. Arf, arf, arf. I would love a dog. God, I would love a dog. So yes, I don't even, how do we even get into that? I don't even know. So
We're talking about you taking pills.
yeah, oh pills, give me drugs, Barbarino style. Give me drugs, give me drugs. No, I'm refusing to take
Can you
drugs.
do the Barbarino song?
The Barbarino, ba. Yeah, I can do that song. I know that fucking song. I'll spare everybody the whole thing, but
Oh no, please don't.
you got me rocking. Oh, you got me reeling. Ooh, you got me. Ooh, Barbarino. Yeah. Of course I can do the Barbarino song. Who can't do the Barbarino song?
Oh my god, that made me so
And you're
happy.
asking me, a Travolta guy? I mean, like, literally, you think I wouldn't know that?
I have such a headache and that's so funny.
You know, you always get a headache. Last week was a good week. You weren't sick and I made you laugh. And then this week you're like, I got a headache and I'm wearing one blue pajama. And I feel bad, like I'm taking up your Tuesday. It's awful.
I wouldn't be here if I didn't feel well.
At your house? Fuck you. I'm at your house. I wouldn't be here if you weren't feeling well. You would tell me to go away.
I
Or
don't
you would tell
feel
me to
great, but I'm okay.
Well, you look terrific. Certainly, I can't deny that. People need to stop smoking around you. That's the point. She bought a mask. She bought these fucking weird Japanese masks to save her from smoke. And did they go right in your nose? Weren't they like filters or some bullshit? Yeah, that's...
filters that I put in my nose.
Oh, that's awful. I mean, I can't... it's like I don't even want to put earbuds in. I'm going to jam something up into my nose. It's like
so
you
weird.
use... Because you use that fucking... What's the thing where you pour hot tea in your face?
My neti pot.
I can't even. Like I always heard what that was, but I never saw it. And then I saw it, someone using it once, and I went, oh my God, death. It would be, I couldn't even imagine. That's terrible. And look, I'm lucky enough to where I don't have allergies to where I have to turn my life over to a clay pot. But I mean, it just seems grim. Just pour chicken broth into your face.
That's not what it is. But
Yeah,
okay.
it is. I saw it. I told you, I saw people use it.
It's, no, it's not.
You steep a bunch of fucking green tea and then you pour it right up your nose.
Not even close.
I've seen it in action. We'll have to agree to disagree. Maybe you're using them wrong.
When did you see it in action? Did you like hire a hooker to do it for you?
Look, I like a certain kind of porn.
Yeah, I'm like, where did you see it? Was it online or was it like?
Of course it was
someone-
online,
No.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, you know why? Because I was actually looking for Nelly. I Googled the wrong thing, fat fingers. By the way, do not use a Nelly pot. Oh my God. Because you do that, you start pouring the fucking soup into your face, and then you're like, well, your sinuses go, man, it's getting hot in here. Actually, with a Nelly pot, you have to pour alphabet soup into your nose, and then when it pours out, it spells country grammar. So, there's some Nelly jokes, right? Yeah, you've been waiting for those. It's been all. I don't think Nelly's shown up all of year 9. It's good for him. I'm glad he finally made it in. Under the wire here with 10 left. 9, 8. This is what, 43, correct? Oh, the count. Fuck that. The count is all wrong now. Because there's like, who did I see? I saw Billy Eichner from Billy on the Street, which is, by the way, if I've never talked about Billy on the Street, love it. Fucking hilarious. If you haven't watched it, you must watch it. I think because he's just yelling at people and it's fucking hilarious to me. But he went to Sesame Street. So it was Billy on Sesame Street.
No.
Yeah. So, but he didn't, no, he's gentle and nice on Sesame Street, of course. He still does he doesn't yell like a person, but it's him and Cookie Monster. And they go up and they talk to Big Bird and somebody, and then they talk to Elmo, and then they talk to Grover, and then they talk to the guy that Grover brought soup to. But then he goes to Oscar the Grouch, and Oscar the Grouch is like mean and won't give him an answer. And Billy Eichner goes, all right, look, you're a grouch. You live in a garbage can. I get it. Anyway. And so he uses that thing. But now is that, oh yeah. And so he talks to the Count, and the Count's voice is all fucking wrong. Cause again, they're all fucking, cause all the Hensons are dead. So it's like they're just, their
All
voices.
the Hensons are not dead.
Well, then the ones who lived are very woefully inadequate.
Not all of them are voiceovers.
So you're saying the entire lineage of Hensons has not died out?
Not yet.
Well, then they should find one to do the right fucking Muppet voices, because they are a mess. The Count, like he talked to him, and then the Count, he wasn't even like a vampire. He was more like just like a slacker. And then he also didn't go, he didn't do that thing. I was waiting for that in the thunder, because he counted with Billy. He's like 10, no 9, no 8. And that's, by the way, that was Luigi from Mario Luigi.
That was awesome.
Hey, 10 and 9 and 8. Yeah, that's what the new Count says. Whoa, ho, 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 ho. It's like, what are you, fucking Santa Count? No, he didn't do a fucking laugh. It pissed me off. It's like, dude, if you count, you got to go, and then thunder. That's what the Count does. See, fuck, because if the guy who dies, the guy who does the voice of the Count dies, no more Count. Put him in the coffin with the guy and they both get buried together. Yes.
You can't count him out.
Yes. He's down for the Count. Both of them are down for the Count. If the guy who does the voice of the Count dies, the fucking puppet goes in the coffin with him and they both get sent underground. Yes. Because, you know why? There's a lot of tape on the Count. There's a lot of old Count you could show and people go, oh yeah, I remember this. This is brilliant. Nobody needs new Count. Nobody out there is just like, what if the Count knew computers? Nobody gives a fuck about that. As long as you got numbers and old video of the Count, done. The Count's finished. You do not need to improve on the Count. He doesn't need a new vest. His voice is all fucked up. You don't want to fucking ruin everybody's childhood. Get rid of him. If the guy who does the voice of Big Bird dies, Big Bird goes in the coffin with him. That's how it should work. Carol Spinney's dead, right? Yeah, because when Billy on the Street went and talked to Big Bird, I was like, who the fuck is this? Did they find another bird? Like, this is not as Big Bird. It looks like Big Bird, but it's got the bad fucking voice. And again, I'm 50. I get it. Sesame Street's no longer for me. I don't think they're not programming for me. But when I do tune in, you know, because Cookie Monster's still Cookie Monster. So that's fucking perfect. That's good enough for me. So yeah, but then they wind up talking to Elmo and everybody else. I mean, those voices are fine. But if the person who does the voice dies, then you throw the fucking puppet in the coffin with him.
No.
It's not sad. It's good. It's like almost like a funeral pyre, or even better. Here you go. You fucking put the person in the coffin, and then you make it like a funeral pyre, like a fucking old Viking funeral, and then you just lay the fucking puppet on top of the coffin and torch the whole fucking thing.
What is wrong with you?
What? That's perfect. It's a send off to Valhalla.
No.
Yeah, to Puppet Holla. You get sent to Puppet Holla.
No, they live forever. That's the whole point.
You get sent to Marionette's Guard. So send them all there. Fuck you. Don't torment me with a new count. I don't need a new count. We still got the old numbers. Believe me. And any of the old tapes of the count, it's like those work, man. Because he was a little, because this count almost looked like Count Chocula, like he's browner. He's not as, it looks like they even did some style makeover on the count. And, you know, granted, I haven't seen the count in a while. Maybe I've changed. You know what? Maybe it's me. You know, Count, it's not you, it's me. Count, I will give you 3 reasons why I think this isn't going to work. 1! See, that's how you break up with the Count. You know, you can't just give him like one thing and just walk off. You go, Count, I've got 5 reasons why we shouldn't be together. He forgets immediately that it's a bad thing that you're breaking up with him, and he just hears the numbers. He's getting off. You give him one last time, he comes in his count pants. That's fucking perfect. He's excited because you're counting it down. He doesn't even care about the fucking fact that you're leaving him. One final countdown for him. You get Europe. You go Europe on the count. You go Europe on the count, give him a 5-second countdown, and he comes in his count pants, and everybody's happy. Boom. And then you throw him on the coffin, you set him on fire. Just flames. Burn the fuck out of that count. That's what I say. Because you can't, the new voice is just fucked. It's like when I die, would you continue this show with a new dude?
No, because you're not a puppet, are you?
I'm a puppet of the man, certainly.
No, you're not.
I'm a puppet of you, trying to get me to get all drugged up. You know who you are? You're like the older boys in school. You are. You're like hiding in the corner. You're like, hey, psst, come over here. And you're trying to hand me a foil packet. You're like, dude, snort this. And I'm like, it looks like crushed up Sweet Tarts. You're like, you'll love it, man. And the next thing you know, I got blood coming out of my nose, and then they got to jam a fucking hypernetic needle into my goddamn chest. Hypernetic? You know what hypernetic needle is? It's a big ass needle, but it's got a Darth Vader plunger. Hypernetic needle. Dude. That made me laugh. It's just like a big, it's less scary for kids. Hey, I'm going to shoot you with a hypernetic needle. Oh, I don't like needles, but this one has Hello Kitty on it. Oh, perfect. Please fill me with Dilaudid, Miss Olsen. You know, they use hypernetic needles and they're killing everybody.
Have you ever had Dilaudid?
I don't know. I mean, when they put me out for my surgery in 2005, whatever the fuck that was, I was gone. It was that same thing where you're just,
That's the anesthesia. After the surgery for pain, they will often give you a pain shot. They gave me Dilaudid, and I pretty much told the nurse to go fuck herself. It did not bode well for Lily.
Okay.
Yeah, it is not a happy
delirium
for me.
Well, I told you my mom has it in the house.
Oh, geez.
My mom has it on tap. I mean, it's like, it's not even, you know, she can walk in like, you know, you got a wet bar and she just, boom, she pulls a fucking lever and there's a lot of just shoots the fuck out. Yeah, she doesn't fuck around. My mom is a pharmacy. But she's built up a tolerance or whatever the fuck, and she needs it.
Some pills for you.
Oh, don't kid yourself. She absolutely has pills for me. You know, but fuck that. Here's another reason I don't want to take pills that aren't mine. Fucking, I took one time when I was working. This is when I was working at the pizza place in fucking, God, what was this? 96, probably 96. I was working at Pacero's in Lyle, and I was living with Karen. And I was all fucked up. Like I just didn't feel good. And it felt like something that like aspirin wouldn't fix, but I didn't want to go to a doctor. And she's like, well, I think she had erythromycin or something, one of the mycins, and she had it in the fucking cabinet. I think I told the story on here. And I took it, I took a couple of pills and then I went to work. And I'm at the pizza joint And I'm the prep guy, so I got to make dough and cheese and all this bullshit. You know what you need for that? Your hands. So I started feeling weird on the way to work. Like I started feeling like tingling, which was strange. And it was in my extremities. It was in my hands and my feet.
That's a reaction.
Well, you would think so, probably. By the time I got to work, and I even when I got out of the car, I felt like I had drop foot. Like it was so weird. Like I said, my feet felt like they were asleep. So they were tingling. When every step I'd take, they'd like kind of, you know how it is when your foot's asleep and and so I had to walk slow. And I get in, and I'm like, hey, within an hour, my hands, they ballooned up to where, like if you filled a surgical glove with vanilla pudding, that's what they fucking looked like. I mean, I couldn't work with them. I could not bend my fingers. They fucking swelled so fucking much. And I looked at my boss and was like, dude, I have no idea what the fuck is happening. Because the rest of me was fine. Like it wasn't like I was sick or like ready to throw up or spinny or a headache. It's just my arms like went stiff, my legs went stiff, and my hands and feet swelled up to where you could not use them. It was fucking insane. And he's like, what? And the guys at my work are like, what the fuck is going on? Are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I don't feel bad, but like, you know, I've got a couple of fucking meat plates here at the end of my arm that I can't use. And they're like, well, sit down, like go to the doctor, whatever you got to do. And I'm like, I don't, okay. And I sat down and I held you know what I did? I put my arms above my head thinking the blood would like run out of my hands into my arms. And it took like an hour and a half and the swelling went down. I didn't go to the doctor, which I probably should have done.
Yeah.
But it was that time again, we're all poor. Nobody can just go to the fucking doctor. I mean, now we've all got ACA until Trump figures out a way to fucking stab that in the heart. But back then, you know, I mean, you know, Karen was working at Humana for a while, but then she wasn't. And then we didn't have any insurance really. And I just didn't want to take the trip to the fucking emergency room. I didn't know what the fuck it was going to be. I said, I'll just look, if it would have been 3 hours later, like we talked about that. I fucking cut my hand on that fucking job and I wouldn't go to the goddamn doctor because I didn't want to get down in trouble and I didn't want to pay any fucking hospital bills. But that's just who I was as a guy. So when your hands, there was no pain. In fact, it was kind of neat. Like part of me wanted to just start fights and hit people with my heavy hands. Like I had big giant fucking, like it looked like I could wear Mickey Mouse gloves. Like they were that puffed up. They were so huge. Yeah. So why and you want me to take fucking pills? Look at you.
Well, I don't want you to take erythromycin because you're obviously allergic.
Well, no, because I've taken it before. That was the reason I was able to I've taken ampicillin and erythromycin.
Well, then it was expired.
It was clearly expired. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like we had it. It was at that point. It was just in the bottom of a box somewhere. And she's like, I got this, and I was like, all right, that seems like medicine.
Which is also my complaint with Walking Dead. Eventually, that shit goes bad.
All right.
Sorry.
That's okay. Let's talk about that for a second. Now, I'm going to say this now. There may be spoilers afoot. I don't know if you've seen the finale of Walking Dead. I don't know why I'm talking about this, quite frankly, just because you brought it up.
Oh.
But if you've seen the finale, great. If you haven't, I'm going to talk about it for a little bit here. I apologize. And I should tell you this. I'm not really watching the show. I don't know who anybody is, technically. I know who the old people are from the old show. But then I turn it on, and then there's... all right, look, I just watched this last season, and I've been going through... And I fast forward through most of it. Okay, I just fast forward to see Negan. That's really all I do. But there's like some tough girl in Rick's group. She's really pretty and wears a hat. And I guess she's a crack shot. And a couple of episodes ago, she and the black chick went to go to try to break that one dude out of the savior prison or whatever. And he's like, I'm not going anywhere. And so then the black girl suicide mission said, you go save yourself. And that girl went home. It's the girl who tried to kill Negan.
Yes.
She tried to shoot at him. She's awful, right? Like she doesn't do anything good ever. Every time I see her, she's fucking up or making a sad face, or she's supposed to shoot somebody and she misses them.
Yes.
Right. She's terrible. All right, good. I just want to make sure because every time because as I'm fast forwarding, she appears to be a major character and a key component of Rick's army, and she could not fuck up more as far as I've seen.
A lot of them have extreme character flaws, yes.
Would one of those character flaws be nothing ever happens and there's no resolution for anything that ever happens in the zombie world? Would that be, or is that the writer's flaw?
Well, I think that's the real world.
No, shit happens
Or
here.
you'd
We're
be
just
on
floating
pills
through
right
life.
now and you'd be fine.
Fuck that. I wouldn't be fine on pills. Dude, this show's completely different if I'm on pills.
How do you know you've never been on pills for...
I was on pills. My hands swelled up like a motherfucker. That'd be terrible.
It'd be a great show.
Talk about my big fat hands just banging the microphone? Fuck that. I can't.
All right.
No, because it'll
Go back to Walking
change.
Dead, it's fine.
No, because I'll be fucking... No, because I'll be... You know what? Yeah, if I take pills, I'll be Walking Dead. That's the thing.
No, you
I won't feel anything.
No, you won't.
I'll just be some fucking... I'll be a zombie dude. I'll just be like,
That's not true.
everything seems to be okay. I'm now a drone like everybody else. And that's not to cast aspersions on drones. If you want to be a drone, go for it. Be good. Be good. Be a drone. But I'm an idiot. I couldn't, if I took a pill, is there an anti-idiot pill? If there's that, I'll take it.
Yes, there is.
There's not. It's just exacerbating. There's exacerbating idiot pills. They just turn you into a bigger idiot.
No.
But people are like, take Adderall. And I'm like, isn't that speed? I mean, have you heard me talk? You want to fucking throw me on speed? What the fuck's going to happen?
It actually focuses and calms you.
Who wants that? Is
People
that good radio?
People who want a focused show.
Who the fuck wants a focus show? Nobody.
I'm waiting to hear about Walking Dead, and I saw this.
I could do it. You know what I can do? You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it next week. Next week I'll do a focus show. You want to be that person?
No,
I'll come in.
I was
I'll have no
kidding.
bull.
Oh
I'll be
my
a
God.
fucking. I'll be an anchor man. I'll come in with notes and I'll like tap them on the. I'll straighten out my script and I'll wear opera glasses and I'll fucking do a focus show and we'll see what happens. And we'll see if everybody just turns off their fucking radios in unison and just throws out their fucking earbuds and goes, that's
How
it.
pissed would you be if everybody writes and goes, "That's the best show ever, Mike"?
Well, then that would suck.
Yeah.
Look, I walk that line. I understand it, okay? And if you're frustrated with me and you don't like this, tell me. That's
Which
fine.
line? Is it the deadline that you're walking?
You're really, I mean, honestly, you're whiffing on all of it
I
today.
am so hungover.
Well, you had one good one, and now you think that everything is you're just lobbing in dummy grenades that aren't exploding at all.
You're walking the deadline.
No, bad. That's bad. Don't repeat it. Literally, you're just pulling pins on dead grenades and bouncing them off my head. There's no explosion. There's no boom. There's no laughing. You can't even get the bat off your shoulder today.
Oh my God.
You're just watching fucking Called Strikes go by, man. I got news for you. I mean, I like you. I love you. You're my friend. You're a key component of the show, but holy God. You're just sitting there in your Snuggie lobbing up fucking whiffs. Dude, what a mess. Yeah, who needs pills in this room? Motherfucker, take a funny pill. Do something.
I'm trying.
All right. Well, it's not your job to be funny. Your just job to tolerate this and tell me everybody hates me. Good for you. And you're doing a fine job of it. But I recognize the thing between focus and trying to make something happen. I get that. Because with stand up now, it's a different world. I have to, because I tell you what, I have that fucking festival this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I have a performance on Saturday at 5:30. And in my head, it's so funny because I have 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. On. See how focused was that? On. So I have a 6 minute performance. And it makes me laugh because in my head, I'm like, well, as a stand-up, you would have a tight 6 minutes that you go up and do. But as me, I don't have a tight anything. I don't have a 6 minute anything. I don't have any. And so in my head, I'm like, I should probably write a bunch of bits. Like I should write a joke or something for that, or because you can't tell a 6 minute story.
Yes, you can.
I'm in a tent in the daylight. No, you also have to take into account the room. Like if I was in a dark room with 100 people who paid to see comedy, and they were up there to focus on that, that'd be fine. But it's a tent at a festival. There's bands, there's fucking corn dogs, there's all sorts of bullshit. So you got to go up and do what you can in 6 minutes and get the fuck out of there.
Corn dogs?
There probably are corn dogs. Maybe I'll just go up and seductively eat a corn dog for 6 minutes.
Oh my God.
6 minutes, I'll probably have to eat 3 corn dogs seductively. I can't work because with the coating on there, if you're seductively eating it, it gets all fucking soggy and that's nasty. I'll work 3 corn dogs. I'll have to have a blow bang. I'll have to have a corn dog blow bang for 6 minutes.
Oh my God. I would go just to watch that.
Corn
Please
dog
do
blow
that.
bang?
Please do that.
6 minute corn dog blow bang.
Please do that.
If I didn't care at all about who I was or my fucking standing in this community, yes, I would do it.
Wait, you have a standing?
Right now it's a sitting.
Okay.
But that's what I'm saying is I'm hoping eventually to fucking do clubs and get respect. You know what I mean? It'll be funny. And it's on me and whatever the fuck. I'm not moaning. I'm just saying that's the thing. That's the discipline. As I sit here and I talk about how, you say people want a focused show. Maybe they do. I mean, I haven't, it's not.
I was joking.
Well, but I understand. But now you're in my head because I feel the same way. I think that every fucking week. When I talked to Dave and I'm like, dude, it was a beast show. It was like I just fucking ran downhill and just talked. Like I loved last week's show. I was like, it was awesome. I just kept talking. For me it was. But maybe there's people out there who don't think so. Maybe they're just like, fuck, what the hell's this guy doing? It's like crazy. Why doesn't he tell a focused thing? Because I told you I'll go on other shows and they're they're very focused and very professional, and this show is a mess. I mean, this show is just, this is the podcasting equivalent of the fucking Harlem Globetrotters throwing a bucket of confetti on you, just a bunch of shit gets thrown in the air and see where it lands. So, I mean, so you say that, so maybe you're right. Maybe I do need to be more focused. Maybe I need to sit down and plan it out and all that stuff. Because I do get in my head about it where I'll finish the show and then I'm like, all right, next week, you should be more focused. You should be more planned. And then, we're killing Milo and Otis and whatever the fuck else we did last week. We come here and we talk about the Olsen twins in a plot with a Brazilian potato tinner. I mean, it's which is fun. And I like working like that, but the problem is it's bled into my stand-up now. So then when I go on stand-up, I think, hey, I'll just go whirling dervish on everybody. And then there's people who are just like, this isn't stand-up. This is just you doing cartwheels, motherfucker. And I have to find out where the intersection of that is. I got to find the Venn diagram of being fucking me and being what I'm supposed to be. So, that's what we're doing. But you're right. Maybe people want more focused. So let me go ahead and tap these out and go ahead and read from this, read some community announcements. I went and got my haircut yesterday. I'll tell you that real fast. Oh, and we were talking about Walking Dead. See, focus. Well, I have nothing to say about Walking Dead. It's just terrible. I mean, I watched it this week, and then there's the war has started. So like all these shootouts happen, and then a tiger shows up, and a bunch of stuff goes and got crazy, and nobody important dies. Like literally nobody at all. The girl, the black girl who looks like she's from the Michael Jackson Black and White video. She died. But other than that, like, spoilers, fuck. Sasha. But everybody else is like, I mean, dude, Negan's driving away in the middle of a bullet festival, flipping everybody off, which is awesome. But at the same time, it's just, this was supposed to be the war and everybody's going to be going at it and stuff. And it just, there was no import to it. They didn't kill anybody good. And then that fucking Prince Valiant shoots Rick in the hip. And then he walks around. He's like, yeah, I just took a bullet right in the hip. I shattered my hip bone and stuff, and I'll be fine. I'm sure they'll be able to do some surgery on me later after she fucking shot me in the hip and then kicked me off a 2-story wall. And then he gets up and he walks around. God damn it, what a mess. Who watches that fucking show? And I know everybody's like, well, the dead are walking the earth and eating people. You should probably suspend your disbelief a little bit. Yes, I get that. I understand that part of it. But look, when his kid got shot in the eye, I mean, I was like, all right, this is, because even in the book, when that kind of crazy shit happens, and they're like, how's he doing? It's like, well, he's fine. He just got shot in the eye, and we have no modern medical equipment. You know what we did? We got out a fucking neti pot and poured it into his face. That's what we did. We just gave him a face full of chicken broth. Look, his eye's growing back already. Ba-da-ding. Carl will be fine. Just tell him to grow his hair as long as possible. That'll totally make up for the fact that he doesn't have an eye. It's just a mess. The whole thing's a mess. Who tunes in? And then they have that Talking Dead show, and my friend Chris hosts it. I say my friend Chris because I want to prove to you that I have friends in this industry. And my friend Chris, I mean, I could talk to him. It's not like I call him. What a fucking... God, that was an indulgent thing to say. Why would I say my friend Chris?
If he wants to do 2020.
You know why he wouldn't? Because he would think that was the number on his check. Without a decimal point. And rightfully so. The guy's fucking earned it. He's worked his ass off. But why did I say my friend Chris is the stupidest fucking thing in the world? I know him, so what? I mean, that's not relevant to this fucking story. There was no reason for it to be said. But it was said, which is fucking stupid. All right, I can't take it back. It's out there. It's out there. Take that. I once did a sketch with him that made me laugh. All right, so there you go. But even when they do that Talking Dead show in your, because I'll record the show and sometimes it'll bleed like 5 minutes over. And no matter what happens, they'll come in and they'll go, man, that was an intense episode of the Talking Dead, of the Walking Dead. Oh my God. But it was, they just keep getting better. And I'm just like, nah, I don't, I mean, it should be called Lying Dead, that show afterwards, because they keep saying how great it is. And it's not, it's a mess. And people are watching it and people love it. And that's fine. And there's a lot of messes I've loved. And this show's a mess. I shouldn't be fucking casting aspersions on anybody when the less that, I've already been told how unfocused I am and I put out a messy show.
I never said any of that.
You sure thought it.
You're in your crazy place.
Not at all. It's totally true. I get it. Believe me. I understand because I think that every week where I'm like, this should be more focused. This should be different. I should actually have a fucking plan here. And sometimes, because there's sometimes I have a story where I did a whole fucking thing and I tell a whole story because I did something. But I mean, I literally... for the last 6 months, I've done nothing. I've sat in my house and fucking stared. I've sat in my apartment and done that.
I
I did get a haircut. And Well, I went and which sucked. It scared the shit out of me to get a haircut because I went in and Natalie's gone. She's gone. I'll pay the devil to replace her. So she's gone. And I said to her, I go, hey, look, I need a recommendation. So she's like, go to this person, or go to this person, or go to this person. I don't want to say any names. But I wanted to get, I had that fucking weird ass crazy beard too. And I'm like, I got to get this trimmed because I didn't want to do it myself at the house. Because I don't know what that entails. I don't know what I'm supposed to do at that point. I know how to trim a beard. I mean, I get that, but I didn't know because I had let it go bananas. So I'm like, you just fucking shave it and shape it. But I didn't want it to be fucking ridiculously shaped and shaved. But then I'm like, I'm going to pay a guy to do it. But that's all he's going to do is shape and fucking shave it. But I'd rather trust him to do the first trim and then I could handle it from that point on, kind of. I think. We'll see what happens going forward. This isn't my face. So she recommended like two people at one shop and one person at another shop. And one of the people she recommended was a barber as well. So I said, well, I'll go to that shop. I'll get my hair done, my hair cut, my hair did. And then I will go to the barber and go, here's what I look like. Here's what you're dealing with. So I went and I met my new haircut person and she was very nice. But I don't even know how we got on the topic. Like I was showing her photos. I'm like, all right, do this and then maybe do that. And she's like, well, what do you want me to do to your head? Like, I mean, I go, well, I said, I can't decide. I said, you can see that I normally go zero guard all the way around and I leave the top long with a little cleanup at the bottom on the ends. I go, but part of me is kind of thinking I should go, and this will sound stupid, like a man's haircut. Like part of me thought I should go and cut off the length and just leave the sides long and just try to blend it all and make it work. Because I kind of liked the way it looked, especially with the beard. I was like, it all kind of fits where there's hair on the side and hair on the top, and it works fine. Dude, there's nothing worse because it's that same thing where when you ask your girlfriend where you want to go eat, and she's like, I don't know, where do you want to go eat? Nobody wants to pick a restaurant because if it sucks, then you wind up having a fight about it.
That's why.
I talked about that on the show before. Karen and I used to do it all the time. Like, where do you want to go eat? I don't know. Where do you want to go eat? And then it's like, it's this passive aggressive nonsense of like, I don't fucking know where to pick a place because nobody wants to go to that place and then go, ha, this place sucked and you picked it. You know, I mean, it's just this constant battle.
Crazy.
Right. Exactly. I agree. But that's what happens. That's what everybody in the world does. So that's what the haircut, I didn't want to go, well, do this because then if she did it, it was fucked. And she didn't want to suggest something because if I didn't like it. So then she's like, I can give you a fade. And I'm like, well, I'm not Kid and Play. What are you talking about? And she's like, well, no, we'll do this and this. And I'm like, all right, I tell you what. I go, do what you're going to do. Take a shot at it. Take a run at my head. I go, but with the caveat that if I don't like it, we'll just fucking whack it all off. It'll be fine. And she's like, okay. And then she dives into my head with clippers and she starts doing her thing. And then I don't even know how we got on I know how we got on the topic. Because she asked what I did, and I said I was driving for Uber and Lyft, and she said, "Oh, are you in the entertainment industry?" And I said, "Yes." And I said I had this show, and then it turns out that she has also done some driving for Uber and Lyft. And I will tell you, she's a tiny little slip of a lady, and she's very attractive, tattoos up and down her arms. You know, she's just a beautiful girl. And I said, "How do you drive anybody ever without them harassing you or hassling you?" And I guess I have a bad image or view of the world. Like like I've said, I don't know how women can drive for Uber or Lyft at all. Because I know what I deal with, and I can't even imagine women getting fucking talked to or touched or constantly hit on and all that nonsense. I just there's that thing inside me that wants to protect people. So I want to go, why are you even fucking doing this? It makes no sense. And she goes, well, I need money. And I said, I get that. I go, but are you finding it the way I think you would? She goes, oh yes. She goes, it's terrible. She goes, I don't drive at night. She goes, I made sure I wouldn't. She goes, and I also don't pick anybody up from the bars. She goes, I drop people off. She goes, but I'm home. She goes, and I don't do it a lot, but if I do it, I just kind of do it early and do what I can. And she goes, she told me like every horror story of men doing this. And also because she's hot and she's got tattoos, they all make a fucking assumption about her. So they all so then we got into that talk about how men believe women owe them a reaction, you know, hey, why don't you smile, all those different things. And then if you don't, you're a bitch. And then she started talking for 40 minutes and I never said another word.
Wow.
She went on and on about the dating scene and what a mess it is and how you can't meet anybody, and when you do, they're terrible. And she doesn't need to meet anybody. She's like, hey, I've been single for 8 years. I got no interest in this. And so and she tells me about this dude that she was talking to, and she tells me what he's doing, and I go, that's a neg. That's this. I go, these are all these tricks that you see people doing. And she's like, I know. And she goes, and I'm not going to fall for them. And then they get mad when you don't. And then you can see them. She's telling me that you can see the guy completely like shift gears. Like, you know, they'll do that thing. Like they'll say, hey, I'm going to come by. Fuck, I don't want to tell too much of her story. But the guy basically went, hey, I'm going to come by your work. And she's like, I'm working. Don't do that. And he's like, well, I'll come by after and I'll pick you up. We'll go get something to drink. She's like, okay. And then like 15 minutes before she's off, he calls and he goes, hey, I'm going to be about a half hour late. So just wait there and I'll be there. And she's like, fuck you. No, I'm going home. I was at work all day and now I'm going to go home. Well, you can't even just wait for me for like a half hour? No, I can't. And I mean, I loved it. I was like, 'cause I was just hearing her side of it where she's just like, no, fuck you. Why would I wait? Why? We're not even, she goes, I wouldn't even, like if my boyfriend did that, he would say, hey, I'm running late. Go home and I'll meet you there, or I'll go pick some food up or something. Like he wouldn't expect me to wait at my job. She goes, well, why would I wait for a fucking stranger? It makes no sense. And then she's telling me this breakdown about how he's talking to her at somewhere and he accidentally touched her leg. And he was like, oh, hey, that wasn't my thing. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. But she knew. She's like, that's so transparent. I go, but how do you deal with it? How do you live with all of this? How do you not just Lorena Bob at every fucking guy and throw their dick into the street? How do you not do it? Because they're fucking terrible. And she's just like, well, she goes, I'm happy single. And if I meet anybody, it's going to have to be somebody, you meet in a different way. And I'm just like, all right, whatever, dude. But she just rampaged talking about these guys and this guy and another guy. But the funny thing that made me laugh, she kept telling me the same stories about one guy. And then he did this, and then he did this. And I'm just like, why are you even fucking seeing this guy, like hanging out with him a second time? Like, you did all this shit, get rid of him. And because she would always reiterate, well, I don't even need this guy, whatever. I just thought it was ridiculous that he would do that. I called him on his bullshit, and he knew I wasn't having it. But then you went out with him again. What the fuck, man? But I don't, it's just foolish. It's just fucking foolish. She called him on his bullshit, and then she's like, yeah, so then the next time I saw him, and I'm like, what? Why did you see him another time? He did all that dumb shit, right? Well, yeah, but then she goes, I find it funny. She goes, it's almost like an experiment. So then he's doing this, and I knew he was doing it, and I wouldn't let him get away with it, and I'm fighting him, and I'm just like, oh my God, that just sounds like terrifying that you would have to live that kind of life, that you're just letting them do the same shit over and fucking over, and then you're sitting there and going, oh my God, that's happening. So it just, but I also understand it. Go for it. If that's your thing, make your move. But anyway, she talked for like 40 minutes, dude. This is going nowhere. This is pointless. Why am I even talking about this?
Well, I'm assuming you're going out with her soon.
Yeah, sure. Right. No, I'll see her probably once a month. I don't know. She was chatty. And then I had to go get the beard done by this dude, Mike.
So wait, she didn't do your beard? You went elsewhere for the beard?
Well, across the room. There's a barber there.
Oh, so she doesn't do beard?
No, she's a haircut person. There's hairstylists and there's barbers.
Doesn't do beard.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah. So I mean, and as we all know, I'm waiting for somebody to steal the idea. I would open a shop where women were in just bikinis and they shaved guys. Like that's like the fucking. That would be. You would open that shop. It would be the hottest shop ever. Are you kidding me? Just fucking just incredibly hot stripper women who straight razor shaved men. Holy fuck! Have you not been to Barber's Pole on the Barber Pole on Hollywood Boulevard? No. There's literally a strip pole in the middle of the club. Right, but they strip and then they shave you? You have to go. Okay, because this is what I would want to do. I would want to absolutely combine them. I've been talking about it for 10 years on this fucking show. You have to go. Well, fuck. All right, then my idea's been stolen. It hasn't been stolen. It's different. Yeah, but I don't want it different. That's my point. I want an army of fucking gorgeous, sexy, hot chicks in very little clothing, straight razor shaving men. And I'll just a very specific fetish. Yes. Well, as I'm saying, we'll call it the fetish follicle or the follicle fetish. We'll call it whatever. I'll call the shop that. The follicle pit, whatever. Fuck, it doesn't matter. I'll think of a much better name than the fetish follicle. Absolutely. But yeah, so I all right, so good. So it exists. So never mind. Forget my idea. It's gone. Well, it's different. It's not. Yeah. So I had to go across the room to Mike, who shaved me. I'm giving his name. He's got a beard down to his nipples. You know what I mean? Just like a big fucking healthy. And I go, look, I don't even know what we're doing to my face. And he goes, well, what do you want me to do? And he goes, you want me to shave you? He goes, we can do a shave. That's just, that's like $12. He goes, but if you want me to, or no, a shave is $20. He goes, but if you want me to just go ahead and get out the machines, that's 12. And again, you want to talk about the Matrix. I don't know what the fuck I'll get out the machines means. But I said that to him and I go, what does that mean? He goes, well, I'll just shape it and we'll figure it out. And then we'll see if you want to shave after. I go, well, I go, okay. I go, but, and also it's $8. Who the fuck's like, nah, I'll save the $8. Just fuck my head up. I mean, like so finally I just said to him, I go, dude, just make me look good. I go, seriously, match what she just did. That's all that matters. I go, I just want to look like a normal dude. That's it. I don't want to look like some fucking, because right now I look like I should be in a hole in the ground with Daniel Day-Lewis fucking spitting on ore and seeing if it's valuable. You know what I mean? And he's like, all right, cool. And I talk to these people the way I would talk to anybody. Like I talk to you. I mean, I liberally swear maybe or whatever. I go, dude, whatever the fuck, they just make me look good. And I guess that sounds bad to people. I don't mean it to, but you can see them kind of flinch. And so then I got to stop and I go, all right, man, you don't talk like you. You can't be you here. Stop being you, man. Fucking put you on a shelf. You're out in public for fuck's sake. So then he fucking shaved me up and he put a line and so, but whatever. And I left. So, I mean, and now I don't know if he's now the keeper of my beard, like forever. Like, do I have to go to him all the time to fucking trim it, or do I have to learn how to trim it myself at my fucking house? Which I probably have to learn to do, I would imagine. Is there a pill I can take? Perhaps there's a pill I can take that'll just make the hair fucking get shaped. Do you have any idea if there's a pill I can get, Lily?
No, but I'll tell you, he did almost exactly what I would have suggested.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you did say that. You were like, just take all this.
I would have trimmed this all out.
I asked him that.
This a little tighter.
Well, I asked him that about this up here, and he's like, no, because it looks like now you have a beard.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, but this is like wispy, and it doesn't look good. I can't grow that on my face.
It doesn't not look good. It's just I don't like a full beard. I like a trimmed beard.
Yeah, I didn't.
So I would have taken a little bit out in the cheek area, and I would have made it a little bit tighter on the jawline. But looking at you straight on, I know why he did that, because you said match the hair. So he brought that balance in really well.
Well,
it looks great.
I'm willing to do, like, I go with your suggestion, but you need to go put on a bikini and get in here and fucking just go ahead and shave it up.
More than $12.
We'll get the machines out then. So he did that, and now I don't know if he's the guy now or whatever the fuck. And I mean, I'll have to trim it myself now, and I know I'm gonna fucking take a fucking Wolverine claw out of it, and it'll be nasty. But there, my head is now fucking and I look good, and I'm ready to tackle Hollywood.
I loved your video in the Jokers.
You know what's funny? I didn't know. All right, I'll talk about this now. We launched a Patreon page last week, and thank you, and I'll talk more about this on the other side. But I didn't know whether to put that video up on Patreon or not. I was like, should I make this a Patreon exclusive video? And then I'm like, this is the line I'm going to have to walk with Patreon, because I'm like, these are exclusive videos for people. But who the fuck gives a shit about me in a car talking about my beard? I mean, that just seems like ridiculous that it would be.
Well, I do think that you need to film the entire beard trimming next time and put that up on Patreon.
That sounds horrible.
No, it's hysterical.
It's hysterical on our end, but people watching it are just like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life.
No. That is the behind the scenes cool shit that people see.
Me getting a shave?
Yes.
All right, I put it to you, folks. Would you?
Don't
Is
put
that
it to
anything?
them.
Yes.
Just create
Well, they're the ones
art.
paying. Create art. Me getting a shave? That's not art.
That right there is performance art.
Should I film myself getting shaved, or should I film me shaving myself?
I think for the $1,000 you should be filming the ball waxing.
You know what? I would do that. I would wear a GoPro to go see Renee. That would actually be funny. If people would donate enough for that, I would do that. That would be fucking ridiculous.
What's your highest level?
Well, it's the 1,000. It's just a joke level.
What's the one below that?
100.
100?
Yeah.
I think the $100 level will include a
trip to see Renee. Sure. But it's gonna be a lot.
My day with Renee.
But all it's gonna be is a shot of the ceiling. Like literally just because I'm just staring up. Nobody wants to fucking get you don't want to see what's happening in action.
They do. It's hysterical.
No, nobody wants to see my cock. Everybody's like,
They're
God.
going to see him cupping your balls and holding it up while he's applying wax and removing
I don't want to see that. Holy Jesus.
God, I'm coming in with the GoPro.
Oh, Lord.
We're
All
going
right.
to OBGYN your waxing.
You're gonna fucking get right in there.
I will. I will.
Oh,
I will
dude.
put a GoPro on my forehead with a light on it, and we'll do it. Next time that I'm going with you.
You know, if I can combine that with my shaving shop, I think we really got something there. Fucking bikini clad women with a straight razor shave coupled with a GoPro waxing. Holy Jesus.
Just the GoPro waxing is the greatest
Dude,
thing.
because we make all the money in the shop, and then we make double the money on the internet from fucking throwing that out there for everybody to see. Dude, I like this plan. Hey, you know what? I came in here today thinking I didn't have a future.
Wow.
Looks like things have turned around. I got to grab me a handful of pills and start going to banks and looking for a loan. Excuse me, sir. What are you hoping to do here? Well, it's interesting you would ask. It's going to be a hair-themed business, a follicle-themed business, if you will. Oh, so like a barbershop. Well, technically like a barbershop, but with a different kind of barbering. I mean, there certainly will be hair getting cut, sir. And I'd prefer, you know, it's more of a surprise. I'm more of a surprise guy. If there's a way you can give me a loan without knowing exactly. Well, I'm sorry, this bank really needs to know exactly what you're planning on doing. Well, maybe if I gave you a title, would that maybe steer you in the right direction? Well, certainly. I mean, that's going to help us maybe understand better what you're doing. How about the Shave Cave? Does that do anything for you? So you'll be doing haircuts and shaves? Well, sir, not really haircuts. Well, technically, yes, haircuts, but maybe not the haircuts you're thinking of. Maybe Shave Cave doesn't say everything that we're going to do. It sort of insinuates it. How about Hot Girls and Gloves? Is that a title you could go with, possibly?
No.
Well, Hot Girls and Gloves. You're saying the Shave Cave, but then Hot Girls and Gloves. I don't know why they'd be wearing gloves. Well, it's all part of it, sir. It's part of the experience for whatever man goes in to get shaved by a beautiful woman. Perhaps he also enjoys gloves. Well, I'm not understanding. So it's a barbershop, but it's technically not a barbershop. Sir, what's going to get me this loan today? Well, first you need to tell us what you're going to do. All right, here's a title that pretty much tells you everything, and I'm sure is going to guarantee this loan. High Class Schmitty's Face and Scrotum Shaving Emporium. How does that work out for you, sir? Is that an apothecary? Can we throw that in there? We'll give aspirin to people. Give me this fucking money. I need pills, goddammit. I need money and pills. You guys can get me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. You guys can get me. That's what we end. We end on High Class Schmitty's Face and Scrotum Shaving Emporium. That's a big fucking sign.
That's a long title.
I actually like Hot Girls and Gloves. That wasn't so bad. Fucking off the top of my head. All right, so you guys can get me at Mike at. You guys can get me at Mike at MikeSchmidtComedy.com. Jesus. You guys can be my friend at Facebook.com/the40year-old boy. You can follow me at Twitter.com/the40year-old boy. Snapchat, Mike40YOB. Instagram, Mike40YOB. I'm all over the place. I'm big. I'm nationwide. I'm bad. I'm nationwide. I'm big and bad. I'm nationwide. There's got to be a Shave Cave out there now that I think about it off the top. Because if nobody, well, first of all, if there isn't, somebody just bought it now. We got to buy ShaveCave.com like immediately if they don't have it. All right, so go ahead and find me at all those fucking places. Our friend Dave Hernandez does all of the artwork for this show. He is the coolest and the smartest, and he does all the paintings and the music. He's our artwork guy, our music guy. You can find him at Facebook.com/DavidMexHernandez and be his friend there. Or you can go to his personal website, artbydmh.com, and buy a bunch of cool-ass paintings of cool-ass things. He's got Valscapes. He's got Gycons. They'll do customized work for you. If you wrote him up and you said, hey, paint me Hot Girls and Gloves, he'd say, yeah, done. I can do it immediately. If you said, hey, do me a favor, paint me the sign for High Class Schmitty's Face and Scrotum and Shaving Emporium, and you wanted to incorporate some of your own pubic hair into it, he would do it. Shave it off, send it to him. He's happy to create that painting for you. Look at this. So go to artbydmh.com. That's artbydmh.com and be his friend there. Order paintings and custom artwork, sculptures, and all sorts of cool stuff. Ryan Dirks is our web guy. Does all the cool Ryan Dirks web stuff at facebook.com/Ryan Dirks. I should contact him. I say it every week. Getting pretty close. I got to give him some time to prepare. Remember, Superfan Gio is not super fan of me, but super fan of others. He's doing all the YouTube stuff for us. He's the coolest, and he's got his podcast, Pod Gods, out there. Go listen to him talk about me for some fucking weird reason, and other people. He talks about a lot of other cool things. And also, he does all the Loveline connection stuff, collection stuff, I should say, for Adam Carolla. So please go find our friend Superfan Gio. Find him online. He's at at Facebook.com/Giovanni Giorgio Peluso, I think. And be his friend on there. Tell him that you came from us. And he'll ignore you. As well he should. And then, of course, the producer of this show is the great Lily Von Stupp, clad in her Cookie Monster outfit here, just enjoying this show and helping me out the best that she possibly can. If you want to get a hold of her, you can find her. She's at Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. You can go ahead and become her friend there. Why wouldn't you? She needs pals.
Just follow me.
Don't friend her. Just follow her. Just lurk. Just hide in the bushes like an Olsen twin waiting to stab her in the thigh with a needle. Go ahead and find her at... Yeah, I'm going to get sued.
I just like that you're encouraging people to do that to me.
Well, only if they're Olsen twins. Only if you're a billionaire. If you're a blonde billionaire, they're going, it's okay to stab Lily with a hypodermic needle.
Please don't.
Hypodermic needle.
I'm allergic to everything. Please don't.
But if they're billionaires, then you can sue them and they'll pay you off, man. It's perfect.
Dead. All of the celebrities that the Olsens have killed are dead.
Yeah, but you're not enough as a celebrity to die. They'll just practice on you. All right, so that's Lily Von Stupp. She's got a lot of concerns with her death at the hand of the Olsen twins. So please find her at Facebook.com/Lily Von Stupp. Follow her on Twitter at several different Twitter accounts. She's at, first of all, you're at Instagram too at Lily Von Stupp.
I am.
Are you on Snapchat?
Yes, but I don't use it.
Oh, it doesn't use it. Keep it quiet.
Instagram is better.
Instagram, and you're Lily Von Stupp on there as well. And then, of course, she's got her Twitter accounts, twitter.com/Lily Von Stupp, twitter.com/MNTs, twitter.com/HollywoodBQFest, and twitter.com/Boobdini. But if you'd like to write her a personal note and find out where she lands in the Great War between the puppets and the sword swallowers...
Oh, man!
You can get her at Lily... at burlesque411.com. That's Lily, Lili. Don't hit me. At burlesque411.com.
Don't hit me.
I was dreaming when I wrote this. Forgive me if it goes astray. But when I woke up this morning, could have sworn it was Judgment Day. The sky was all purple, there were people running everywhere. Tried to run from my destruction, you know I didn't even care. Parties over, oops, out of time. So tonight I'm gonna party like it's 1999. 1999. I was dreaming when I wrote this, so sue me if it goes too fast. But life is just a party and parties weren't meant to last. War is all around us, my mind says prepare to fight. So if I gotta die, I'm gonna listen to my body tonight. They say 2000 parties over, oops, out of time. So tonight I'm gonna cry like it's 1999. 1999. All seven and we'll watch them fall. They stand in the way of love and we will smoke them all with an intellect and a savoir-faire. No one in the whole universe will ever compare. I am yours now and you are mine, and together we'll love through all space and time. So don't cry, one day all seven will die. Everybody's got a bomb, we could all die any day. But before I let that happen, I'll love my life away. They say 2000 parties over, oops, out of time. We're running out of time. So tonight I'm gonna cry like it's 1999. 1999. 1999. 1999.
Want to remind you folks about the Monday Night Teas every Monday night at the 3 Clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. That would be Monday night. Last night, there was a big show last night. I happen to know the producer of that show. She's here now. She's still clad in a jumper. She's got a riding crop, and she looks like she's not going to take any guff. Oh, fuck me. Wow, that just missed. Maybe we implement this in the shave cave. Maybe we throw this in.
It only missed because I can't see.
That's true. You got that one bad eye. See, what's funny, the danger of that is with one bad eye, you could have been trying to miss me, and then you just fucking whack me. That's no good.
Well, maybe.
I would look forward to that for the rest of the show. Okay, that again close.
Did I knock the mic cord
There's a
off?
guy. You know, it's funny. There's a guy on XM. I don't know. Am I recording? I think the lines are still there. There's some dude on XM, and they had a dom in the other day with a whip, and she was whipping them. You know, that they each
With a whip? Or
Yeah.
with a cat of nine tails?
a
Or
whip,
with a riding
a
crop?
whip.
Like a whoosh.
A whip.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because I saw the video. I mean, it wasn't like because he was Snapchatting it and putting it on Instagram. I think a guy named Jason Ellis, and he had a chick where he just fucking and all the. His show is one of those shows where it's like Jason Ellis and 13 bros just like hanging out in the studio. Oh yeah, man, fucking cocks.
I'm
You know.
sorry, were there 13 or 12? That's an important distinction because if there were only 12, he thinks he's Jesus.
No, there was 13 because he thinks he's better. Easy. So and every one of them had to take a fucking had to get whipped by the chick over and over. And she drew blood. Like they turned around and showed it like in the camera and stuff. And she would land. She landed on everybody, and it would make that noise. The noise you would just think you would whoosh, like that thing. Fucking brutal. So I guess my point is, let's go. Let's go draw some blood here.
Yeah, we'll put that on for the Patreon.
Yeah, that's it. Go ahead and subscribe to the
You want
Patreon
me to
page.
I'll hit you in your forearm with it and leave a big giant mark.
Oh, that would hurt like hell probably. Although I got a kind of a ripcordy forearm. I don't know if you can hurt me. Anyway, so all this fucking nonsense. That's Lily Von Stupp. She's the producer of the Monday Night Teas. How you doing there, Lily?
Fantastic.
That's her hitting me on the back. So the Monday Night Teas was last night. Was it one of your? One of the Derby Dolls or whoever the fuck has that monthly show, or who was there last night?
Babylon Cabaret.
That's them, Babylon Cabaret. They have a monthly deal.
They did the opening, and it was spectacular. It was a wonderful show. The performers were great, and then we did a fundraiser for the Hollywood Burlesque Festival right after.
And that did pretty well, from what I
We
understand.
raised a decent amount of money to help.
Which is great. And do you take donations for that? How does that work? Like, can people support it just they got to buy the tickets? How's that work?
They can buy a ticket, or we will have some merch going up for sale. But of course, I'll always take donations. You can PayPal me at lilyvonstupp@gmail.com.
There you go. PayPal her at
If you're
lilyvonstupp@gmail.com.
like, I want to see the festival continue, but I can't come to LA and see it. Here's $20. I will take that. I'm
You can
not
do
proud.
that. Or you can buy tickets.
You can buy a ticket. You could buy. We're gonna have T-shirts. We have garters. We have all sorts sorts of little fun tchotchkes. And
Can people get hit by you with the riding crop for you selling those services?
it's negotiable.
All right. Well, keep that in mind, folks. You can send her a note. Again, like I said, if you friend her at Facebook, go ahead and send her a note through there. And
It'll cost you a lot more than $20.
I'm sure people are ready for that.
Okay.
Because this is a real riding crop. This is one of those
I haven't,
phony balonies.
literally, I have not done servicing as a Dom in probably 20 years. I mean, I still dabble in the arts, but
Well, you know what? It's time to dust off your spurs, lady.
I don't wear spurs.
It's time to shine up your codpiece.
I don't wear a cod piece either.
Things have changed in the last 20 years. You will be doing all those things.
I wear a peekaboo bullet bra, a tight-laced corset, and thigh-high black boots.
Say that again, but slower. So that's all available to you guys. Along with that, right there. Jesus Christ. So I don't know how this went from plugging your show to getting somebody their ass beat.
I can land it good.
Yeah, you can. So all right. So if you guys want to do that, that's available.
Maybe I should be doing that in my Patreon.
Absolutely. So go to Brown Paper Tickets, and there's tickets for the Hollywood Burlesque Festival now.
There are.
Okay, and then there's tickets, of course, for the Monday Night Teas. Those are always available. Put in the Levon Stupp, Hollywood Burlesque Festival, Monday Night Teas. Buy some brown paper tickets and tickets to those events and come out and have a good time and listen to that metronomic sound. And that's me getting smacked. And also, again, like you said, if you want to PayPal or take care of her in some other way, please go ahead and do that and support the festival. And ask specifically if you want the peekaboo bullet bra and all that other bullshit treatment. Then
And we're selling ads in the program if you want to reach a bunch of burlesque enthusiasts, if you have a business online or something.
yeah, if you've got to want to
Contact me. We have ads available for them.
look at all this stuff that's available. So please reach out to our friend Lily if you want to do that kind of stuff. And then go to signmyboobs.com if you want to just see Lily from probably back from her doming days is when these photos were taken. That's what I'm going to guess. So go ahead and check those out. Okay. So do that and get involved. So in 2020, by the way, is also available there at the Monday Night Teas, or the 3 clubs on Vine at Santa Monica. The tickets are available at Brown Paper Tickets. On April 17th, I've got the very funny Howard Kramer is going to be there, along with the Nicole Amy Schreiber. She's going to be there along with me. And then we're booking May, we're booking June. I don't have any acts just yet, but I understand do we have 2 dates in June?
We do.
All right, I got 2 dates in June.
First Monday, third Monday.
First Monday and third Monday. May is the third Monday, and then June is the first Monday and third Monday. And you guys are so cool to come out and support and see that. And I do have that festival this weekend. That's so weird. Look, if you guys want to come, I'm at Broke LA doing a 6-minute set.
We're always at Broke LA.
Yeah, that's where I live. It's my address. It's going to be interesting. Did I talk about going to the media day? Did I talk about it?
Did you go and get your pictures taken?
Oh, Jesus.
Did you go full beard for that too? Did you go Gandalf?
Yeah. I didn't fuck around. So I went to media day for Broke LA, and it was it was in Hollywood at a building. And when I pulled up, I could hear rave music, and I'm like, oh, cool. I like raves. So I had to knock on a door, and there's a secret knock, and there was a pizza truck outside. So I snuck upstairs. And the first thing I see when I come around the corner is just a male ass, just like a guy's ass in a G-string. And he's literally at the top of the stairs. There's just an ass. I'm like, all right, well, that's fantastic. Now my gig's, taken away. They know my gimmick is gone. But I turn the corner, and it's just, I mean, I was older than any 2 combined people in the room. I mean, it was free beer and pizza. They were drinking Tecate and, IPAs, and the pizza truck was bringing full pizzas up, and it's all bands and comedians. And
oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the thing is it's Broke LA is a vendor and bands, and it's a full 1 whole day festival with comedy and I think there's 40 bands, and then food and chefs and the whole deal. It's great. I'm excited to be a part of it, but it made me laugh because again, I went by myself and I showed up at like 3 p.m. So I went upstairs, and it's young people. If it was a casting session and I walked in, I would have literally just gone, I'm here for the dad. I'm just here for the dad of everybody in this fucking room. And it kicked in weird misfitty for me a little bit because I don't know anybody and I don't know anything. And normally I can walk in and just be like, hey, what's happening? And I did. I was fine. I made myself a little scarce. And then the woman who runs it found me. She saw me and she goes, you're Mike, right? And which was really amazing. And I shook her hand and she's like, yeah, we'll just get some photos. I go, I know nobody. And she goes, well, have a beer. And I go, I'm not a drinking guy. I go, I don't mind lurking. I go, but whenever the photo guy's here, I'm happy to do it. Whatever you need from me. And she's like, great. So he comes in and he's like, go stand over here. And he just took candid photos. I don't even know where they're going to wind up or if they're going to wind up anywhere. But it was like getting headshots done. I had to look in the sky, look around, make faces and do all this. I did not.
Did you bring your Gandalf robe? Or your actual robe for being an old man in that room?
Literally nobody there would know what a robe was. They would have no clue. If you said, hey, can I get a robe? They'd be like, what? What's that, sir? And they would strip down to G-strings and go to bed.
The guy in the G-string, was he in a band or a
I assume he was in a band because he also had the like glitter, like Swarovski crystals on his eyelids and shit like that. And he was with 5 other people that sort of looked like him.
I hope he's the comic though.
Yeah, and I hope I got to follow him. That'll be fantastic. But it was this awkward, misfitty, I'm old type of moment where I took the photos and I left. I mean, I didn't eat any pizza. I grabbed a bottle of water out of the cooler. And it was funny because when I asked for a bottle of water, she goes, I think there's some in there. I go, I'm looking. And there was one like way at the bottom underneath 1,000 beers. And everybody's drinking beer and laughing. And I didn't know anybody. And I could have mingled, I suppose, and walked around. But what am I going to do? Hi, I'm the oldest person here. How are you? You know, not even a name.
Maybe you would have met someone funny walking around. And then you would have had like somebody that you actually met, could have looked at and booked for 2020.
Yeah, but it was, you know what? It was loud. There was the music and beer. And
Okay,
again, I'm an old person. I want to go hide. I get no interest in that shit. Because I didn't know anybody, man. I mean, there's no... I got to have at least a comfort zone or a wingman or something. Because they may have all been in a band. So there's not even, I can't even make comedy shop talk with any of these fucking people. And even if they're comedians, I can't have any comedy shop talk because I don't do comedy anymore in this fucking city. So I can't go, hey, what about that room? Well, I know this room. Well, that's a good room. I don't know a fucking thing about it. I got to get back out there to get that fucking experience. So I actually have something to talk to people about. Instead of all of us just kind of getting up and going, hey, who's the fucking idiot in the G-string? You know what I mean? Like, because that's your first instinct. That's what I want to find a comic.
Your first instinct.
Well, because I want to find a comic and just go, really? Fucking, were you kidding? I got Matt Finish across the fucking room for me. I'm just like, whoa. So that's this Saturday. I'm on at 5:30. If you want to come, I actually, no, I don't have guests anymore because that expired yesterday. She's like, get me guests by noon. And I didn't give her any guests because I'm doing a 6-minute set. I can't even imagine it's going to take an hour to park. I can imagine.
Where is it at?
Downtown LA, I think, or in Hollywood. I got it's in emails. It's that thing where it's like I got a million emails.
Any more specific?
Well, fuck. I mean, it's Broke LA. Google BrokeLA.com, and you'll find out where it is and all of the people that are going to be there. And all, like I said, Kyle Kinane's going to be there, but he's like, they gave us, there's a group, there's a bunch of comics up top. I'm one of them. We all do 6 minutes, and then there are comics who get 8 minutes, and then there's comics who get 20 minutes, and then there's comics who get 10 minutes. So they broke it up that way. So I'm in the group of in the beginning who gets the 6 minutes, and I'm on, like I said, I'm on at 5:30, and then there's look, if you wanted to come, there's a million comics after me who are fucking hysterical. So come and check those out. You know what? Valerie Tassi will be there, who we've had at 2020. I think Brandy Posey, who we've had at 2020, is going to be there. And of course, the very funny Kyle Kinane is it's so funny. He's the biggest name, but he's on in the middle because they don't want him to go on at fucking 11 o'clock. You know what I mean? So he'll go on in the middle. He's doing a 20-minute set. So go check those out. Come to Broke LA and try to find the guy with crystals on his eyes. That fucking dude.
That's LA. Good luck.
That reminds me. It's so funny when we used to watch, whenever we used to do Impossible Situations when I was a kid with me and Mike Scott, we would always, I told you it was like a Dungeons and Dragons, but it was with our high school in our neighborhood. We would just, it always inevitably ended up with you having sex with a special eds kid or something. It was terrible.
They actually call it Brookchella.
No, they changed it this year. It was Broakchella it was Broakchella the first 2 years, and now it's Broke LA. Because I don't know if they got a cease and desist or what the fuck happened, but they changed it. But when we used to do the fucking, are you looking it up still?
It's at Worth Street. That's literally what it says.
There you
at
go.
Worth Street.
Well, look, if you get close to Worth Street, just park. I mean, it's a billion fucking bands and comics all day long. Tenth. So when we used to do the Impossible Situation, you would inevitably run into the guy from the Scorpions Blackout album. That would always be one we would come up with and be like, hey, the guy with the forks on his eyes from the Scorpions album is there. What do you do? That was always, we fucking lay that out for you. So you had to deal with that. So when I say the guy with the crystals on his eyes, perhaps I meant the guy with the forks on his eyes from the Scorpions video. Now, if he's at Broke LA, we've got a show, for God's sakes. So please, if you don't have to go to that, but 2020 tickets are on sale now. Dates and comics to be announced, but it's the first Monday of June, third Monday of June, third Monday of May, And then in April, it's me, Howard Kramer, and Nicole Amy Schreiber. Come and check it out. Should be a lot of fun. I'll tell you about this. Why not? We have a Patreon page, ladies and
You're
gentlemen.
in the ball pit. Did you know that?
I did not know that. Did they put up photos of us?
Nope. Wait. I'm sorry. You're in the comedy sandbox.
I
They're
better
both
be.
back
I
too
can't be in
far.
the ball pit. Did they use my headshot or did they use the
They used your
shots?
headshot, yeah. It looks great.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they use all the headshots. But I mean, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't even know what they were using because they were saying they might need us to talk to LA Weekly or need us to talk to whomever. And I'm like, I told her, I go, look, if you have any press or anything you want me to do, I'm happy to do it. And I never, I didn't hear from any of them, of course. The fuck was I talking about?
Sorry.
It's okay. 2020.
Yeah, 2020. That's what you were talking about.
Oh, no. The Patreon page.
Ah, yes.
So that's up. If you go to patreon.com/Mike40YOB, you can become a patron of this show. And that's, there's rewards. There's all sorts of cool stuff. And first of all, let me thank everybody who's stepped up so far. Audriana and Chuck and fucking Jason and Nick and everybody. We're up to 42 people, I think, who are doing it.
To life, the universe, and everything.
Well, and also that's how many Patreons we have right now. Jolene, Ruben, everybody who's stepped up and done cool things. Aaron, thank you. Aaron, this is funny. Our friend Aaron, he signed up as a Patreon, and he signed up for the $100 a month level, which was fucking amazing. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So, and then literally the next day he changed it. He changed it to another level because I'm sure he thought it was a one-time deal.
Yeah.
So people wind up doing that as they don't realize it's monthly. And poor Aaron, I can imagine him getting that email of them saying, all right, well, we're going to charge you on this date every month. And he's like, whoa, hold on a second. I need a double clutch here. So good for Aaron. I'm glad he caught that because the last thing I want him to do is get like 2 months in a row getting tagged and going, what the fuck, man? So good for Aaron and good for everybody who's signed up. Thank you so much for everybody who's stepped up to the plate and become patrons. And we would love to have a lot more of you. There's because I want to get on the road. I want to do stuff and go to the Patreon page. I wrote all of the stuff. It explains what it is. There's reward levels. Our friend Amanda was checking those out and laughing. She thought those were good. And I've heard from a ton of people who've either been interested or already donated, which is nice. So thank you. And that's up all the time. So if you want to support this show and support, it says creating podcasts and live comedy. So it's the driving force behind this, but also it allows me to go ahead and take the time to go out on the road and possibly go to cities and work here in town and get better and get good and actually wind up going to clubs and pitching myself and renting rooms and fuck, who cares? You just, it's important to me. And thank you. You guys are all very important to me. And thank you to everyone who has stepped up so far. And hopefully, a lot more of you will fall in line. That would be really great because it would allow us to do a lot more than we get to do already. And I won't have to be in the car driving people around. Yay. Unless it's you. Maybe I should have put that as a level. I'll go ahead and pick you up and drive you all over the place.
I'll cover you in your city.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and show up and I'll taxi you all over the town. So please go to the Patreon page. That's patreon.com/Mike40YOB and become a patron of this show. We'd appreciate it very much. Thank you so much. Remember, we have a sponsor of this show. Our friend Jerome is running getthebutters.com. He's got balms, he's got bombs, he's got butters, he's got lubes, all of them available for you. All of them can fit nicely into a travel kit. You could just have a Jerome trip. You can just go, I call it a Jerome day trip. Just get your little leather bag out and fill it with balms and butters and bombs and lubes and then go wherever the fucking day takes you. Get in your car and just drive. Park somewhere and just go, I'm set. I got butters. And go to another place and go, you know what? I got my balm. I'm fine. Well, should I go across town? Of course I should. I've got lube. See, that's what you should do. Do all those things. Make it a trip. Make it a thing. Use the code 40YOB at checkout, and we get stuff, and you get stuff, and they get money, and everybody's happy. You can use there's a hair cream, a beard cream, and a sea salt mask. All these neat things. Jerome actually contacted me. He's like, dude, didn't I send you beard stuff? I'll send you beard stuff, which was nice of him. So good for Jerome. Thank you, and good for us, and good for getthebutters.com. They sponsor this show. Please go there and buy things. Buy a loofah. I don't know if he has those, but I know he's got all those other things that I said. You know what? Buy anything they have and call it a loofah. Just rub it all over yourself. Just go look at my new loofah and everybody's going to go, you're fucking insane. Just go, ha ha, get the butters and then run away. Because why not? Just drop that fucking knowledge all over this great land of ours. So there you go. Go to getthebutters.com and buy stuff. That's great. Please go to Mike Schmidt. It's MikeSchmidtComedy.com. Yeah. We got pages there. It's all going to change soon. So if you want to go look at it now, look at it in its incarnation the way it is right now. But eventually, I don't know. There's the 10th anniversary of this show coming up. So maybe the website might be getting switched around a little bit. Who knows? That's the plan anyway. It's been discussed. But please go to the Joe Business page. Can you hear that writing crop as it whistles through the air? Please go to the Joe Business page, and there's all sorts of cool stuff there. We've got stuff. Oh, and Nick, by the way, Nick, who bought all of our past shows, he also signed up to be a Patreon. Look at Nick. He's the fucking coolest. All these people are totally cool. But like I said, Audriana stepped up. All these people, everybody's great. God damn it. That's what I'll say. And by the way, that doesn't count as your thank you. Because that's half-assed. Because if you donate to the show, you get a thank you on the show, an actual thank you. That wasn't a real thank you. I'll say your real name eventually when I do an actual thank you for you. That was just kind of half-assed as I'm going off the top of my head.
Have you figured out when you're going to do that yet within the Patreon, the way it works?
No, because I wanted to give it a few days. I actually have to go in and learn about how to post the videos that are exclusive for people and the podcasts and things. And
okay, because you know that you'll get a thing that says all of your patrons have been charged, and then you get a whole sheet so that you can literally print that sheet because you'll know who gave you that.
Well, that would be great, except it hasn't fucking shown up yet. And I'll tell you this, because
it doesn't show up until the 5th or the 6th.
Oh, okay, because they said we would start charging people on the 1st.
Yeah.
And because, the Patreon went up on the 30th or whatever.
Yeah.
So anybody who donated by then gets charged on April 1st. But I don't know, like they've never asked me how I want my money, or they never asked me how it's supposed to,
Did
you know what I mean?
Give them your bank account?
No, it never asked when I was setting up the page. Whatever, that's what I'm saying. I need it.
I'll help you before you.
Well, I'm a grown up. I can go in and find it. It was shocking to me that I did not see it. So anyway, go to MikeSchmidtComedy.com, go to the Joe Business page. We've still got download sets for sale. We've got the deal with tweakedaudio.com/40YOB. We've got, of course, the Word Pimp Schmitty and the Misanthropic Gangster. We've got the Heroes album. We've got t-shirts. Still, your dirt shirts are lurking. And then we've got the Amazon link, which is very big. Go ahead and use our Amazon link, please. It helps us out tremendously. And that's not like Patreon. See, Patreon, you're just giving me money, and then I send you like a video with your name in it, and you're just like, what's this worth? But Amazon, you can actually go buy like fucking cool-ass shoes, and then I get something, and you're happy because you get cool-ass shoes. We get money, they get money, you get stuff. That's the key of Amazon. But so yeah, use the Amazon link, because I don't feel so badly asking them to use the Amazon link. I don't feel bad anyway, period. I mean, the Patreon is more like, tugging on people's sleeves and going, please give me money, which seems weird. But you're supporting the show and you're supporting live art, and that's fucking great. But the Amazon link, you're buying stuff. That's shit you'd be doing anyway. You'd be buying stuff anyway, so why not use the link? Who cares? It doesn't cost you anything.
Thank you to me for the stuff I bought?
Well, you can't buy stuff because I know you. That's in the Amazon rules.
But we're not connected.
Oh, okay. All right, well then thank you.
Yeah, because I bought a bunch of shit recently.
Yeah, someone was like, someone told me, they go, because I was going to buy the bed, and I was going to buy it on Amazon and do all that. And someone wrote me, people wrote me, they're like, dude, you cannot use your own link. And I was like, oh, cool. Well, thank you. Because I don't, which is good. But you can use the Amazon link. Go make up for my shortfall. All the shit I buy from Amazon, I could be making so much money. I don't do it. So now you guys got to step it up and go ahead and fucking pick up the pace. But please use the Amazon link. It helps us tremendously. Thank you so much. And I'm glad that you thought of us and did that. And,
that's it.
Was there anything else to plug?
No.
Really?
Oh, Max, did you do?
I talked about Max's boy. Yeah, we did that.
Everything.
So I got to get out of here, huh?
Yeah.
Because you got a grill coming over. Okay. All right. Actually, you think that's going to make me want to leave?
You go now.
Okay. Well, again, I don't know. You've underestimated me if you really think that's good. You ripped the paper. Dude, check it out. Dude, you totally ripped my fucking paper.
I don't doubt it.
Oh my God, you split that right through Lego Batman. Okay, how you doing? I can feel that whistle past my fucking face, the wind of it. That's pretty crazy.
How sad would it be if I actually came down
creased
and
it?
hit you in the face?
That's fine. Well, I should just come here for the shave. You can just fucking do my face with the riding crop. Well, let me ask you this. Well, since we're talking about riding crop science, how do you, when you tart yourself up and you got some guys strapped up and you're fucking them up, do you hit him as hard as you're hitting the desk?
Depends on what they're paying.
Well, or what he's asking. Like if he's, so a guy could say, just beat the shit out of me.
Yeah, but I wouldn't do that because it's irresponsible to actually hurt someone.
What if he wants you to hurt him?
It's irresponsible to actually hurt someone.
What if he's paying?
It's irresponsible to actually hurt someone.
So if a dude came here and he's like, look, I want just a half-hour Dom session, but I want you to be as tired as me at the end of it. I want to be fucking spent, and I'll give you $10,000 to just fucking work me over. You tell them no.
Again, the exchange of what you're paying for is not always the pain, and it's not always the beating. And sometimes it is much more painful to not be beaten than to be beaten.
Yes, but this guy wants to be
beat
beaten.
People up. That's not what I do.
All right, so you'd refer him to a different
I would
person.
refer him to the mafia, I think. I don't,
Send him my way.
Send him your way.
You want to cough up 10 grand?
No,
I'll work you over.
Rarely do I even leave bruises because that's not good.
Well, yes, I understand. If you're doing the Bible's version of dominatrix, I suppose that you shouldn't be bruising anybody up. If this is the Christian version of being a dominatrix,
it's not Christian. It's safe and consensual. And,
so when I asked that stripper to slap me in the face as hard as she could, and she did, she was a bad dom.
No, not at all.
Well, I don't understand. Because, I mean, if a guy came to you and he's like, fucking whack me out.
I'll slap him across the face. That's different than hitting him in the face with a riding crop. Because, you can open palm cup somebody, you have a hell of a sting, and you have an incredible sound, so you get all of those senses, but I'm not actually going to bruise your face. If I whack you in the face with one of these, I'm going to leave a fucking mark across your face and possibly cause blood.
Hear me out. Do you think I'm more or less likely to get the bank loan if I call it High Class Schmitty's Face and Scrotum Open Palm Cupping Emporium? Would that work out?
That would work out really well. Open palm cupping.
Yeah, I get a fucking dominatrix station. We got some open palm cupping. We got you with there with a fucking riding crop, and you just fucking go off and you're just fucking smacking the shit out of everybody. That would be fucking great. Just like, hey, guys. Guys, let me ask you, did you come here for the open palm cupping, for the scrotum shaving, or were you here for the, yeah, okay, all right, because we can go ahead and take care of that. Whatever you want there. We got, again, like I said, but please step up. You want to hook people in, get them halfway through a recipe and cut your fucking show in half. That's it. Do an hour about stewing this bale, get on a plane, and then come back and revisit it 2 days later, because that's the most important stew in the universe. Was there noodles or rice involved? Stay tuned!
We are playing on a level that most will never see.